Hey everybody, and welcome to Home with the Halsteads, and welcome to my kitchen. The 4th of July is upon us. It's just a few days away, and I was thinking this morning about what kind of dessert that I'm going to serve my family and my friends, and I know you're probably thinking the same thing. So let me tell you what I've come up with. When I think of the 4th of July, usually we like to have cherry cobbler and apple pie. And those are just traditional. I think everybody thinks of cherry cobbler and apple pie when they think of the 4th of July. So what I am going to do, I'm going to make a dual cherry and apple pie. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use one dish so I don't have to make two pies. And I'm going to put half of it on one side and half on the other. Now, a lot of people refer to what I'm going to make today as a dump cherry cake, but I don't think of it as that, and my recipe is a little different to what you'll see in other recipes, and it's delicious. So let me tell you what I'm going to put in it and how I'm going to do it, and then we'll do it together. So the first thing that I'm going to use is 1 can of cherry pie filling, and this is a 21-ounce can of cherry pie filling. I'm also going to use 1 can of apple pie filling, and this too is a 21-ounce can of apple pie filling. Now, the cake mix that I'm going to use is Duncan Hines, and I'm not advertising for Duncan Hines, but I do like their product. I'm going to use the Butter Golden. As I said, in most recipes, you'll see just a yellow cake mix. But if I'm using a cake mix, I do like to use the Butter Golden. So I'll be using that today. I'm going to be using 1 1/2 sticks of unsalted butter. 1 1/2 sticks of unsalted butter. I'm going to use some cinnamon, but I'm only going to use the cinnamon on the apple side of the combo apple and cherry dessert that I'm going to be making today. And then of course I'm going to use vanilla. All of you know that I am a big vanilla fan, and so I'm going to be using that throughout the recipe. So let's get busy and let's make this combination cherry and apple dessert together. I have sprayed our baking dish with a non-stick baking spray. You don't have to do that, but I like to do that. And I'm using a 9 by 13 baking dish. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is work with our cherry pie filling, and I have opened it here. And I'm going to take my vanilla, and I'm just going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla in the can, just like that. And I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to stir it up very carefully. You notice that I'm holding it over here on the left. I hope you can see this, because like I told you, I'm going to divide this, and I want to be as careful as possible and not get it all mixed up, because I intend for it to be 2 separate desserts in one dish. So I have this mixed up, and now I'm just going to pour it on this side of my baking dish. Now, if it runs over a little bit, it's okay, but we're going to primarily try to keep it on this side of the dish. So we'll just do it like that. Now, we're going to do the same thing with the apple. I'm going to put some vanilla in the can. I'm going to get a clean spoon, and I'm going to just mix this up. Mix the vanilla in the apple pie filling. Just like that. Now I'm going to pour this on this side of the dish. So there we go. So now our apple and our cherry pie filling have become friends. Okay, great. It's looking great. Need to spread these cherries out a little bit more. The person that dips there won't get a cherry. Okay, now let me wipe my hands. I got some cherry on it and I don't want to mix it. The next thing I'm going to do is to sprinkle just a little bit of cinnamon. And I have a new container here, so I have to get this open. Normally I check all of that, but I didn't check this one. So I do have some new jar of cinnamon. So I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of cinnamon over this apple because we like that. So there we go. Okay, now we're ready for our cake mix. So I've opened the cake mix and I just cut a little triangle off at the end of it. And I'm just going to pour it on top of the pie fillings. I like to use a fork to very gently just kind of move it around, spread it out evenly. Just like that. See how quick and easy this is. It's just unbelievably quick and easy, and it's going to be so delicious. And of course, you know, we will certainly top it with ice cream. Okay, there we have that. Let me wipe the sides off here. And I'll clean this up before I put it in the oven. Now, we're going to top it with butter. I have melted our butter. I have a stick and a half of unsalted butter. And to that, guess what? I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm just going to stir that around. Now, I'm just going to drizzle the butter on top of the cake mix as evenly as I can. And sometimes we get more in some places than we do others. Now, a lot of your recipes will just call for a stick of butter, but I find that mine is a little dry. So I go ahead and use a stick and a half of unsalted butter. And there we have that. And I'm going to come back, and if I can remember which side the apple is on, and I think it's on this one, I'm going to put just a little cinnamon on top of the apple pie. Now, or dessert. It's really a combo between a pie and a cake, and I don't think of it as a cake at all. I think of it as a pie. And then on the cherry side, I'm going to top it with a few pecans. Yum. Okay, friends, how easy is that? We have 2 desserts in one dish, and I'm going to put it in the oven. I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and I'm going to bake it for probably 50 minutes to an hour. And when it gets done, I'll come back and I'll show it to you, and I'll also tell you how long I baked it. So I'll see you when it gets done. Our combo cherry and apple dessert is ready to come out of the oven. Remember, the cherry is on the left and the apple is on the right. So I'm going to take it out I'm going to let it rest, and then we'll dip some and put some ice cream on it. It looks delicious. Okay, friends, this is a winner. I'm telling you, it is so easy. It is so simple, and I know it's going to be so delicious. I have dipped some of the cherry and the apple dessert. I put some ice cream on top of it, and I'm about to taste it and show you just how delicious it is. I wish you were here with me to taste it and enjoy it. I hope that you will try this for the 4th of July holiday weekend. It is so simple and it's so delicious. So here we go. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? I don't know which I want to try first. And you can please everybody. If somebody doesn't like cherry, then surely they'll like apple. Let's go with the cherry first. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. Let's try the apple. That's good too. I don't know which I love the most. I think my favorite's the cherry, but I love the apple too. Please share my video, and I'll see you again really, really soon.